What did you think of Goro's design? Like, how did you feel when you first saw him? As a kid, and then now?
Well, it's the same, and it's both awesome.
Yeah. He looks awesome.
Welcome to Athan in Action. I'm your host, Athan Bao. I'm joined here by
Peter.
And today we're going to review directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Cinematography is John R. Leonetti. No second unit director. Legendary stuntman coordinator Jeff Imada was the stunt coordinator for Thailand. But the majority of the movie was done by Pat Johnson for fight coordinator / stunt coordinator. And Robin Shou also helped out. First scene we're going to break down is the dining hall fight. Setup. Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Sonya Blade are wandering through Shang Tsung's castle. They are attacked by a group of guards for some reason.
That's exactly it. Yeah, why were they attacked?
They just attacked.
Before the tournament, were they trespassing? It's like 3 guys to every person. It felt the whole fight felt like a pose off to me. It's like every time one of the like Sonya, Johnny, or Liu would like hit someone, they'd pose right after and like try to make it look like as badass as possible.
Fuck yeah!
And these henchmen, they're like weaker than like WWF referees. Like one hit and they go fly. I'm sure they're still like unconscious to this day. It's hilarious.
I definitely remember watching as a kid. I was wowed. I was like, whoa, this is awesome.
You know why? It's because of the music.
Yeah, of course.
That music just pumps you up. Like
iconic. But I think this fight design was definitely marketed towards kids.
Yeah.
It felt more like theater stage combat to me. Where people roll towards each other as an attack.
Yeah, everything's so over exaggerated.
This looks a lot like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm like, did he?
Oh my god, yes.
Did he? And I was like, yeah, Pat Johnson did the fighting for that too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No way. Oh man.
Now the producer Lawrence Kasanoff, he said that each actor for the leads had to audition twice, like once for acting and once for fighting. I think he lied.
Based on who?
I think he lied. like Sonya and Johnny Cage, great actors. They fit the role, but they are not physically fit.
Just the way their stances and everything just looks so awkward,
stiff.
Like apparently, like Linden Ashby, who played Johnny Cage, he actually did have a little bit of a martial arts background.
He's a boxing guy.
It's not really a screen. There's no martial arts screen presence, really.
Well, apparently they trained for 2 months, all the actors. I don't know what, but like obviously Robin Shou like shined pretty good because he's like the only one that's
you could tell his level compared to the other two in this scene alone.
Every time I watch this as a kid, even now as an adult, when they cut to Johnny Cage and he's just standing on one spot and kicking everybody, do they use the same footage twice of him doing the spinning crescent kick?
I didn't really notice that, but now that you mention it, I probably will notice it once I go back and watch it.
I think they did, because you watch it again, it's like he's just standing on one spot and kicking him, and it's the same kick.
Huh. I got to rewatch that. I got to rewatch that now.
Okay, so out of 5, what do you got for this one?
1 out of 5. The music gets me pumped, amped, but everything else is just so basic and kind of boring. So
I gave it a 1.5.
Oh, you liked it a little more.
All right, so for the following fights, I don't really have breakdowns for them because it's a tournament. People fight. That's just how it is.
All right, well, let's introduce who's fighting.
So let's not fight about it. So next up, we got Liu Kang versus Fighting Monk. I had to look it up.
Fighting Monk? That's what he's credited as?
Yeah, credited as per IMDb.
All right.
So, got a little better.
Yeah, definitely.
Got a little better.
Definitely. So I was actually reading about this. So Paul W.S. Anderson, going into the movie, had no experience filming fight scenes at all.
He was 29 years old.
So he had really, and this was one of the first scenes they filmed, and he didn't really know what he's doing. So he initially filmed everything in wide shots, and so everything would long take wide shots. And eventually, like the actors in the scene, they were like getting so exhausted from doing these takes. So Robin Shou had to like go up to him, like kind of like almost teach him how to do the fight scenes. Like, you can do these wide shots, but they're only a few seconds long, and then you insert in like close up shots and these other like camera tricks or camera movements or whatever, right? So that's, and then from there on, then Paul Anderson was able to like hone down his technique and everything. So that's what I kind of read about it. And it's interesting.
They were still a victim to the Hollywood way of action.
Oh, yeah.
Robin Shou had a hard time adapting because the way Pat Johnson directs and shoots it, it's like it's all wide. So you do the fight from beginning to end, and the Hong Kong way, which is shoot it in pieces. So Robin was complaining. He's like, I can't do this. It's not how you do it.
Yeah.
But it was great to see them, two actual athletes do moves, you know?
Yeah. You could tell the other guy was very trained and like he knew what he was doing. And I actually also read kind of an interesting story. Like right before he filmed the fight scene, I think his name's Hakima or something like Hakim. But he got into like a motorcycle accident or something. So one of the reasons they had to do the bow staff fight was because they had to put wrappings around his arm to kind of cover up some of the injuries that he got from that motorcycle.
Interesting.
Kind of interesting stuff.
I like how there was like a variation of Liu Kang's finisher.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Kind of. Yeah. You don't get the full one yet.
You don't get the uppercut? The uppercut when the guy goes flying?
Ooh. I love those sound effects from the video games.
Out of 5, what do you got for that one?
It's a 2 out of 5. You know, decent little start to the action. Nice to see guys that know how to fight putting on an action sequence, but nothing really special.
I gave it a 3.
3?
Just for their athletic prowess and plus an extra point for that slow motion roar. Next up, we got Sonya Blade versus Kano.
All right.
So they tried their best.
Yeah.
They tried their best to make Bridgette Wilson look good. Great actress.
Yeah.
She really sold that kick. Like, it looked like she took it.
She might have actually taken it. Because I read she wanted to do all of her own stunts or like as much as she could. And she apparently actually dislocated her shoulder in one of the scenes that she was filming. I don't know if it was for this scene or not, but they kind of like popped it back in, reset it, and it didn't like happen again for the rest of the filming.
Now, did you like this scene as a kid?
I did as a kid because it felt like it had stakes to it. So I was like, oh, cool. They've been building up to this fight the whole time. And I was like, so anticipating it, I was looking forward to it. Overall execution, maybe not the greatest or whatever, but I liked Kano. I liked his little trash talking ear to ear speech he gives right before the fight starts.
And plus, as a kid, you like see her do that move. You're like, whoa!
Yeah. Oh, that's from the video game.
Oh, they shot in reverse. It looks so weird.
Is that how they did it?
Yeah, they shot in reverse. She can't get up there. Come on. They dropped her and they shot in reverse. Is what they did.
Did you actually know Cameron Diaz was actually originally cast as Sonya, and she like took the role. This is come off of the Mask.
That would be good.
Yeah, but right as she was training for the movie, apparently she broke her wrist. So that's why the role ended up going to Bridgette Wilson.
There's a bit of a superstition going on here if you're really into that kind of stuff. There's like a Kano curse.
Go on.
So I read on the internet, so it means it's true. Trevor Goddard, who plays Kano in this movie, died at age 40, drug overdose. Mm-hmm. Then Darren Shavlavi, who plays Kano in Mortal Kombat Legacy,
I think I read this too.
dies at age 42.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Out of 5, what do you got for this one?
It is a 2.5 out of 5 for me.
What did I give it? I gave it a 0.
Oh, really?
Gave
you
it
did not
a
like
0.
it at all, eh?
No.
I like some aspects.
No. So next up, we got Johnny Cage versus Scorpion.
All right, so like to start off, I love the setting that they were in, that forest. It was so cool. Like, I don't know if it's an actual forest or what it is, but the way like the trees were like so symmetrical and everything, just the how they filmed it, it looked very cool. That initial setting, and then also that little scaffolding hell setting. I don't know where that was supposed to actually be. So I love the setting initially. Did you know originally this fight, well, the whole second half of this fight didn't even really exist until after they screened it for a test audience, and the test audience came back and were like, you need more fights. And so they went back and did reshoots. So the whole second part of this fight is actually like something that they had to reshot, because initially it ends where Johnny kicks Scorpion in the forest, like does that shadow kick.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That would have been terrible.
Robin Shou actually choreographed this one.
Yep. This one and the reptile fight.
One.
And you can totally see the difference.
It's just more brutal. Yeah. Like, it's more realistic. And that kick that he takes to the head where he gets stomped down. Oh man, I think he ate that one. He's fuck it,
did. Yeah.
fuck it. But they shot it right because obviously Linden Ashby's not a fighter.
Yeah, it's very Hong Kong style the way I felt it was shot.
I wouldn't say that.
No, like a little more Hong Kong influence in it.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No?
The way it's shot was still American because that's how they have Americans shoot it when the fighters or when the actors are not fighters.
Okay.
Close-ups for the actors, then wides for stunt doubles.
Okay.
The way it's shot was American, which is smart. But the actual choreography would have been more Hong Kong, is what I would say.
The one thing I want to bring up with the Robin Shou choreographing it though, like he kind of brought in the wire working, using wires and implementing that into like the action sequences. That's one of the things that he kind of like introduced as he took over the choreography, which is something I read, and it's something that actually a Hollywood film before that, like a major Hollywood film, didn't really use that kind of wire work until you see it go mainstream with The Matrix coming out and everything, right? So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool fact if it's true.
And of course, we got to talk about the friendship finisher.
Oh yeah,
Friendship.
Mortal Kombat 2. I remember that friendship.
Like, it makes no sense. This whole scene makes no sense. Like, how does he get out of there once he's done? Where did he get that picture
Was he
from?
just holding it? Like, did it just
He's just ready?
blow out of his back pocket after the explosion or whatever?
It's great. They just embrace. They're like, hey, fuck it. We're a B movie.
Fuck it.
Nothing's going to make sense.
It's a video game.
It's a party, Marge. It doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah.
What do you got out of 5 for this one?
I love this scene, so I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. It hits like everything that I wanted going into the movie. Like it, as a fan, it gives you those little Easter eggs that you kind of understand, like with the finishing moves and everything. And then with all the actual choreography, it just looks so much more brutal than anything that came before it. It was perfect for me.
5 for myself as well.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Sub-Zero versus Liu Kang.
So I just want to say, like, that initial shot of Sub-Zero coming down that entrance, that's a badass entrance. Like with the clouds, the ice clouds or whatever. Dry ice. Yeah. And then going into that pose, they have that pose off right before the fight starts. Oh man, that was a badass entrance.
I definitely liked this more as a kid. But now I'm like,
No.
It's the same problem as the dining room fight. It's like theatrical combat.
Oh, yeah.
Where a dive roll is a death move.
Yeah. There's not really any fighting. It's just mainly like a Sub-Zero showing off his acrobatics and just flipping around.
They're just rolling everybody. Like
Yeah,
rolling
there's no
everywhere.
actual fight.
And you know that part, even as a kid, I was always confused, like that part where Sub-Zero flips down the ramp, and Liu Kang's like, jumps, ha! So apparently originally Liu Kang was supposed to do a flip, but he's like, I can't do that. So he ends up just quote unquote screaming like a maniac.
Yeah, I read that. That's hilarious. And I read, so the guy that plays Sub-Zero, his name is Francois Petit.
Yeah.
He claims to be on set, he claims to be like the most, has the most achievements martial arts wise. He says he's like a 7th degree black belt in karate do.
They all were back then, pre-internet
3rd
days.
degree judo. His highest achievement in ninjutsu.
Part of the kumite.
But like he can't really back any of this up because he never achieved any of that in Japan, and like he's never won world titles or actually fought in tournaments or anything like that. So, just funny little tidbit about him. And then also he was actually a doctor that worked for the WWF. He was like the head doctor that worked for the WWF back in like the mid 90s, and he makes like a little appearance in. Do you remember that documentary Beyond the Mat?
Yeah, my favorite documentary
Yeah,
of all
so, like,
time.
he's the one that's kind of stitching up Mick Foley after like Mick Foley takes like the 20 chair shots from The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but little tidbit.
Interesting. Out of 5, what do you got for this?
This one, I give it a 3. Just
Okay.
because of that, I like the music a lot in this sequence. Some of the like acrobatics that he does is like pretty cool in the main entrance, but overall as a fight, it's like pretty lacking.
I gave it a 1.
Yeah, you did not like it.
No, man. It's like something you'll see in Shakespeare, a fight, like Hamlet. They just roll around at each other.
I still love that Liu Kang yelling, running down the rail. I can't flip.
Next up, we have Goro versus Art Lean.
What did you think of Goro's design? Like, how did you
As
feel
a
when you
kid or
first
now?
saw him? As a kid, and then now.
Well, it's the same, and it's both awesome.
Yeah. He looks awesome. And it was like animatronics, so it was like an actual like robot or machine that they were
great.
using. It's pretty crazy.
Imagine acting with that. It'd be so creepy.
Yeah. Like it works when you're just looking at it, but like from a practical standpoint and like try to film fight scenes, does not work at all.
No. One thing well, you know how he enters, he's like, ugh. So Art didn't notice him there?
He's smiling.
Then Art doesn't notice him until he actually enters the ring. He's like, what the?
Like he didn't know who was gonna fight beforehand. Yeah.
Now here's a question: did Art ever talk with Sonya?
He had maybe not Sonya. He had
did with
like something
Johnny.
with Johnny,
That's
right?
it.
Yeah. And Lou too. But
No.
Lou doesn't
He
really
only
react.
spoke with Johnny. So it was kind of weird when Sonya's like, "No, we never talked."
He's a human.
I did like how they're like coaching him, or it cuts to Johnny. He's like, "In and out, in and out." Or when he gets grabbed, he's like, "Get out, get out."
Johnny.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The ending is a bit weak though.
The acting?
No, the ending of the fight.
The ending.
You know
Yeah.
how he's like,
oh yeah, the
time
karate
die.
chop. He basically like Austin Powers judo chops him, and there's like no impact to it at all.
Also, a shout out to Goro's groupies, those twin guys. Yeah.
I want to bring them up in the next part.
I love those guys. Love those guys.
Just keep, yeah. Wait, we gotta stare at each other. Yeah.
Out of 5, what do you got for this one?
It's a 1. I don't even know why I gave it a 1. I should have gave it a 0.
I gave it a 4.
Oh my god,
So awesome. Because think about it. Yeah, the actual fighting is crap, but it got the job done. It set up Goro as this like invincible guy, and it killed
he
like.
didn't look invincible.
Oh, he was invincible. No one can beat him. No one can beat him. All right, so we had a bit of technical difficulties.
What are you talking about? This is the exact same time as last week.
So we're basically filming a week after where we cut off.
Man, I wore the same clothes for no reason.
Luckily, we both cut our hair like every week, so
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
No one's
Can't
gonna
even tell.
notice. Next up, we got Johnny Cage versus Goro.
Oh yeah.
Your thoughts?
I thought it was great. The Cage using one of my favorite moves in all of video games, the split dick kick, or split dick punch.
Dick kick.
Yeah, that's what I call it. So
Whoa.
splits dick punch.
Whoa, where is your mind at?
What? Split dick punch.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so it's one of my like favorite moves in like all the video games. It's just hilarious. I remember seeing it in Mortal Kombat 2 the first time, and I was like just cracking up.
Does he do it in 1 though?
Does he?
He does do it in 1.
Are you sure?
100% he does it in 1.
Okay. One or the.
It was 1.
Well, 2 is the one I was like most obsessed about.
Okay,
Video
2 is
game
definitely the better game, so I forgive you. Okay.
Yeah, so I love that part. I just loved how also the scene was very like comedic. Like all of his lines are like pretty great and like hilarious. Like, you know, you broke my $500 glasses, asshole, and just everything to go with that. Yeah, I thought it was like a real comical scene.
Yeah, especially how his music kicks in.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. The actual fight when Goro and Johnny fight on that mountain.
Not really a fight. You know, it's just
Pretty easy.
yeah, kicks him twice, I think.
It's like super easy mode.
Yeah, exactly. None of the intimidation or anything fear that went into like Goro before. There's nothing's there. Like any hit that he took was like damaging.
He just rolled off the mountain.
Yeah.
You got a rating for this?
I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 for the my awesome favorite move and then all the comical stuff. So.
I actually had a 3.5 myself, but now that I think about it more, I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Oh, you went down?
I did went down.
This one even had like the Yeah twins in it too.
Oh, yeah,
they
that's
came
right.
back. It's a sequel.
The Goro groupies? Yeah! Yeah!
Do you think like they went into a deep depression right after Girl died? Who are they gonna to after?
Who do we cheer for?
Like Shang Tsung, he's not that cool.
I feel like but no one else around them, so they just start drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Next up, we got Liu Kang versus Reptile.
Wait, you gotta say Reptile like they said in the movie.
Oh, Liu Kang versus Reptile.
Reptile. Ding, ding, ding.
It's like a bass drop music.
It was.
Yeah, I was like, give me my glow sticks. Let's do figure eights.
I'm jumping in the air for some reason.
Let's go. So as we mentioned, this was the second scene choreographed by the Shou, Robin Shou.
And it's one of those things that just stand out completely from the rest of the fight scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, like the way you can tell shot in sequence certain moves, like when Robin Shou gets kicked, he does a Hong Kong spin fall. I'm pretty sure, like I'm saying, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time a Hong Kong spin was in a Hollywood movie.
You think so?
I think so. I'm saying it.
All right. We'll take your word for it for now until we someone shows us proof otherwise.
Sure.
So I've heard the Shou, you know that scene where he gets kind of thrown against that column or whatever, like that brick column. So apparently he broke like 2 ribs on that move. Ooh. So ouch. But like he like went on and like tried to finish the scene. He's like, yeah, just don't kick me on this side. And then as soon as they were able to actually finish, then he actually went to the hospital after. Some pretty badass stuff there. Yeah, he's very dedicated to his work to be able to finish that after.
Also, I want to point something out. Because it's choreographed by Shou, Hong Kong style, no rolls.
No. Oh, okay.
No one's rolling to each other.
No,
like a Hamlet play. No rolls. It's great.
No basic gymnastics.
Also, that little backflip Reptile does near the beginning of the fight, down the stairs, like onto the stairs, like onto his neck. Like, Jesus. That was game changer.
Yeah.
It's like, that
landing.
Yeah,
Jeez.
right on the neck, or it looked like it.
Oh, God.
Anyways.
Yeah. So I'm like wondering, in this scene, where was Johnny Cage the whole time? They're in there and they're fighting pretty long time. What is Johnny doing? Is he just standing outside? Like, oh, I wish I had Sonya here with me. Like, why isn't he helping? Like, it's not a tournament fight, so he could technically jump in and help Liu Kang, right? So yeah, little nitpick.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. That's Johnny. He does whatever he wants. Man.
Yeah. He's probably like cleaning his shoes.
He's like an interdimensional alien guy where he just travels through hell and back and has like throws autograph photos out of nowhere. He can do whatever he wants. He's good.
Bicycle kick. Oh man, that move was pretty damn awesome. I love how they kind of. So like in the real world, so when they were on the island, Liu Kang doesn't really do any of his special moves. But right. I noticed, like, once they actually get to Outworld, that's when these moves kind of, like, kick in. So
that's true.
This is the first example of where he does the bicycle kick, and then afterwards, we'll talk about it later on in the finale. But I kind of noticed that.
Interesting.
Like, yeah. So maybe he's like a chosen one for real. And he can sense these things. Like, oh, I'm a little more special now. So
Outworld is like the Matrix to him? He can do moves in there?
I guess so.
But not in the regular world?
Neo can do it in the regular world. I don't know. We're not going down that rabbit hole.
I also want to point out when right after the bicycle kick, when Reptile was like twirling backwards through the hole.
Is that from The Simpsons?
Yeah, twirling. You see the stuntman kind of like hold the back of his head because he's worried he's gonna hit the top of that hole that he's flying through.
Oh. I gotta watch that. I want to see that particular part. Yeah, guess he's not from Hong Kong because Hong Kong guys would just take that hit.
Take it,
I don't
whatever.
Give a fuck.
Out of 5, what do you got for this?
It's a 4 out of 5 for me. Pretty damn good fight
4
scene.
5?
Yep.
I give it a 5.
Yeah, you gave it a full 5.
Yeah, right. Like I said, every time I hear that song kick in, it goes Reptile.
Remind me again. Do you remember what you gave the Johnny Cage Scorpion fight?
A 5.
5 as well. Okay,
yeah, a 5.
So both Robin Shou scenes.
Just the music, it gets me going. I'm like,
the music's awesome, man.
Let's do spin kicks. Let's go. Next up, we got Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
Now, do you know what those hands mean when they were bowing?
No, not the meaning behind it. Right?
You don't know the meaning?
No.
So the one Robin Shou does, where it's like a fist and a palm. I was taught when I took more kung fu as a kid basically the fist means war, and the palm means peace. And it's kind of like a balance. Like as warrior, always looking for balance. But when we spar, we kind of raise the peace palm a bit. That's why it opens up. So it's like it's time for a little war because we're about to spar. And when Shang Tsung did it, it was like
his was underneath, right?
Yeah, it was like war on top of peace.
Oh shit! Wow, there's like so much meaning behind that. I didn't even know.
Yeah, well, that's what I took it as a kid.
Yeah. Is this ever really seen in the real world? Like
I've never seen it.
Kung Fu tournaments or
I've never seen it.
All right. Well, first off, the theme kicks up again, and
yes,
you're so fucking jacked.
Hell yeah!
Oh man, God.
Give me my glow sticks.
Yeah, it just makes everything afterwards feel so epic. I want to ask you though, so that kind of initial hand-to-hand scene, Liu and Shang Tsung, it's kind of filmed in a, I want to say like Michael Bay style, in a way where they're kind of like swirling the camera in a 360 around the guys while they're doing their choreography. How did you feel about the scene?
Don't you mean Christopher Nolan style from The Dark Knight?
All right. Wait, no. Bay preceded Nolan in that, no?
Yeah, no.
You mean facetious.
No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was definitely epic, especially you can tell it was shot American way, where it's just coverage. It's like this plant 4 or 5 different cameras to shoot the damn scene.
Yeah.
It's cool. It worked because, the room's circle. And especially that shot to the top where they're just like twirling and fighting.
Yeah. I felt like the choreography was very repetitive though, because they wanted to get, or they may have just actually repeated the same shot over again, but
seemed
just
like
different angles. But in the end, it still like had impact to me. It felt cool.
It seemed like Shang Tsung was doing the 2 back elbows like 8 times.
That's his only move. He's an old man.
No, I definitely enjoyed that part. I always, till this day, when they flip Robin Shou backwards, it always looks like he's like grinning when he goes for the final punch.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It looks like he's smiling a little bit.
He's so happy about that.
Of course.
So right after this part, there's that part where like all the warriors come up.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
I always fast forward that part as a kid on my VHS tape. No, I'm good. It never worked for me back then.
It did nothing for me. The only thing I was thinking of when that scene happened was like, with all these different warriors, I was hoping Baraka, one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat, was gonna come up.
Kind of looks like you now.
Shut the
Yo,
the teeth.
You're gonna be Baraka for Halloween that we're not having.
No one's gonna get that reference. Just a bald guy walking around with swords on his arms.
Do it. You gotta do it. Do it.
Are you T1000? Why do you have swords for your hands? All right, I'm doing that.
Do it.
Yeah, and then we get to the kind of the last part where it tries to go emotional and brings Liu's brother back in and everything. Nothing really memorable about this last sequence other than Liu's like final 50-hit combo.
The flawless victory?
Flawless, which is not a flawless victory unless you're counting rounds, which I guess you could since it's Mortal Kombat. But Liu won the first. Wait, did Liu win the first round? Or did Shang Tsung win the first round?
I think Liu won all round.
Yeah. But flawless means you didn't get hit at all. So
yeah.
He got hit. It's not a flawless victory.
I also like how at the end of that combo, that 50-hit combo, Shang Tsung's hair becomes like a character. It's like all over his face. It's all over his face. He's like, yeah.
I love his facial expressions, man. Every line he gives, there's so much like muscle movement in his jaw does like a 360 on his face.
Oh yeah, like that part where he's like, "You're mine."
Every single line, I love it. I love how over the top it is.
Now that fireball, it looks like lightning. It looks like red lightning every time I look at it.
It was red or orangey, and he didn't do the fireball like pose. It was more like this.
Yeah.
It was like, I didn't like that.
No. But out of 5 for this.
I gave it a 3.
Okay.
I like certain parts of it, mainly just the beginning. I do like the actual 50-hit combo that he was getting. It was pretty cool. And I like the the setting of it, like the pit stage.
Okay.
It's cool to set it in because the pit stage is probably the most iconic thing of Mortal Kombat as far as like settings or stages goes. So that part of it I liked.
The actual fight, I gave it a 3, but I gave it an extra point for Shang Tsung's hair becoming a character by the end.
God, you love that hair. All right.
4 out of 5 for the finale.
4 out of 5.
Okay, we got Rate Our Hero.
So Liu Kang, eh?
Yes, sir.
He's a 3.5. I loved his epic hair, that fucking mullet, like that epic mullet. I liked how he handled the action as far as like Robin Shou himself, like actually jumping in there and choreographing the reshot scenes, I guess. So yeah, just 3.5. You know, he carried himself well. You know, I liked him as a kid, and I still like him as on the rewatch. So
I gave him a 5.
oh, whoa.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, even till this day, how often do you see an Asian lead in a Hollywood movie,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
Plus,
yeah.
he's tall.
Yeah, I know.
He's like 5'11".
That's probably why they cast him. He's
tall.
so damn tall.
His neck seems so long.
Yeah, he's
I
like
the-
what, like 5'6" or no? Just kidding. He's like 5'10", right?
No, he's like 5'11", 6 feet.
5'11",
He's
yeah.
tall.
Yeah, we'll call him 6 feet. Round up.
6 feet. And plus, he kind of, the studios kind of pulled back because he was supposed to have like a kiss with Katana, but they weren't ready for Asians kissing whites.
Yeah, you gotta wait till Annihilation.
Yeah.
Do they even kiss in that? I don't even know.
Yeah,
that movie's a
think
mess.
so. It's weird how the studios were nervous on that because Jason Scott Lee kisses Cersei in the Jungle Book the year before.
Also, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, like that whole
Lauren
Lauren
Holly?
Holly thing. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Would this role have been better if it was played by Jason Scott Lee from Dragon, the Bruce Lee story?
No, I think Robin Shou was kind of perfect for it. They needed this kind of, the way he kind of carried the role and his gravitas, I guess, in a way. Like, and then him also choreographing. The movie production itself needed him.
Okay.
And I felt Paul W.S. Anderson needed Robin Shou to be in this role. Like, if it was
So-
Jason Scott Lee, I don't know. if they
Let me
could
ask you
pull off
another
that.
question. If they originally casted who they wanted originally,
Which
Brandon
was-
Lee, would
Brandon
this have been
Lee.
a better movie?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I think Robin Shou was perfect for this.
Robin Shou was perfect for it. I would have loved to see Brandon Lee in it.
It would have been
though,
cool,
so,
but
yeah.
I feel like Robin Shou was perfect for this role. It was just like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
Perfect.
He
meeting.
is Liu Kang.
Okay, next up we have Rate Our Villain, Shang Tsung.
This guy's a 5 for me. He's so iconic that they made him like he turned into a video game character. Like in the most recent video game, that's Shang Tsung. Plus, like I was saying before, his line deliveries, where his face is like contorting and moving in ways that don't seem humanly possible, while he delivers every single line way over the top. Ah, that's just perfect. That's what I was looking for Shang Tsung.
Now, it's a 5 for me as well, definitely.
Yeah.
Cary-Hiroyuki, the actor. Have you ever watched an interview with him outside of a movie where he's just talking?
I probably have not. No.
He is the most American-sounding guy ever.
Really? Eh?
He sounds like a
Put
white
on
guy.
that accent.
Yeah, well, kind of. Like he always plays the stereotypical Japanese angry guy, right?
I guess he has to.
So he's always talking like this.
What are the things? I know he was in Black Rain, right? Was it Black Rain?
He's in literally every movie
Yeah.
back then as a Japanese guy.
Token Japanese guy. All right.
Yeah, but his accent, because I guess he grew up in California, so he just has like a Cali accent. Just a regular dude. And plus they brought him back for the Mortal Kombat relaunch. The one
Legacy,
where DK,
the web series.
Yeah,
you mean, right.
that
yeah,
one.
Yeah. I actually really like that. Did you watch all those episodes?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, they were pretty
Did you
good.
know that Cary-Hiroyuki was half American?
Well, now I do. Now that he's got like a perfect American accent.
No, like his dad's white.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, he's actually mixed.
he said he's mixed.
Wow, he looks like full Asian.
I know.
Wow.
Weird. Okay, next up we got top 3 badass characters that are not the hero nor the villain. What do you got for 3?
3. I don't think you have this guy on your list. I have Kano. Goes into the whole Shang Tsung kind of thing where like the producers of the game loved the actor's take on Kano so much that they changed the whole backstory of the character in the game. They made him Australian, which he was not at all. And I like some of his line deliveries. Like, he didn't have that much of a huge role, but I like some of his, like, that ear to ear thing. I know it reminds me of McGarnagle from The Simpsons, but that's probably why I love it so much.
Plus, we quote it randomly. Ear to ear.
Even when it doesn't make any sense or there's no context for it.
Hey, I'm eating a sandwich here.
Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3, I got Raiden. So get
Christopher
this.
Lambert.
Yeah, I was always a Christopher Lambert fan as a kid. So get this. One of the choices for Raiden was Danny Glover.
Yeah.
It would have worked.
Yeah. I think anyone would have worked in the Raiden role. It didn't need...
James Remar.
Okay. I take that back. That was like a completely different character.
Yeah, but he recovered. He recovered his career very well, actually.
Yeah.
Out
He's
of
a good
all the
character
actors. It's weird.
Yeah, it's just everything to do with Annihilation was...
But I mean,
Annihilation.
just judging on James Remar's Raiden, I'm like, Christopher Lambert nailed it.
Oh, yeah. Like, he had that... He apparently, like, brought a lot of the comical elements to it. Like a lot of the... Anything where you laughed at any of Raiden's lines, that was kind of improvised
Like
by
when
Lambert.
he punched the random guy. Yes.
Yes!
Sorry.
Was that a twin that he punched?
No.
No, he's close to the twins.
No. I feel like the twins were shot separately from everyone on a different day.
I really want to know what those twins are up to nowadays. Are they following Raiden? Like, I could see Raiden and those guys hooking up. Just like broing it out.
Okay, what do you got for number 2?
Number 2, I got Cage. I know you probably don't like some of his martial arts or like the actor and his stuff, but I like the way the character was portrayed in this, the way it was written in the script and everything. I thought it was the perfect portrayal of what they were going for, kind of like a JCVD knockoff, right? So I liked his lines, the Goro fight and everything like that. So, Cage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got Scorpion.
Scorpion 2. Okay.
Scorpion for number 2, only because he was so frightening. Yeah. Get down here. It's like, yes, sir.
I have Scorpion for number 1 for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have Johnny Cage for number 1.
Oh really? Oh, so we flip-flopped a little.
Yeah, you thought I did. I love Johnny Cage.
Oh, okay. No, I thought because like the actor himself, like not
I like the
being
actor.
that great. No, the actor acting wise was great, but his martial arts, I thought you weren't too into.
I mean, they cut it well. Even as a kid, I was like, oh, this guy can fight.
Yeah.
Didn't mind it.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to the Scorpion, I like the way they portrayed him in the game. In the movie. I can't imagine what the movie would have been if they really did not reshoot or like add on that fight scene with Cage. Because if Scorpion had gone out that way, I think Mortal Kombat fans would have revolted against the whole movie to portray him in that and have him go out in just one kick. Oh my god!
How do you feel about the new Scorpion, played by Sanada?
Yeah, I'm
Japanese actor.
I
Sanada?
love that guy. I think he's like one of the most. Just his look alone is like.
He's so old though.
He's old, but
he's like
Scorpions.
60.
He looks ageless though. That guy looks ageless.
Yeah, well,
he's been the same age for like the last 50 years.
I really like the Scorpion from the web series, the half Japanese, half white guy, the Irish guy.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was good. They should have kept him.
He's bigger. Yeah, he's more of a formidable guy.
He's tall.
I think this guy can carry on because the Scorpion's backstory, like in the games, is actually like pretty interesting. So like I think this Sonata guy can.
Look,
carry that part
I
of it.
love Sonata as an actor. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. One of my favorite Asian actors.
Yeah.
It's just when you see him physically next to people, like when he's next to Keanu,
next to Wolverine.
you know, the threat's kind of gone.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean?
I get it, but I think he can overcome that.
I hope so. Yeah. Or they do what they do with Tom Cruise, just have him in Apple boxes all the time. Why not? I don't know why they don't do that with Asian actors. They're like, no, you short on camera.
Let's laugh at him.
Okay, next up we got top 3 badass moments.
What do you got for number 3?
I have the whole Goro montage where guys are just like falling.
Oh, the montage. Yeah.
Where the people are just dying.
Yeah. He only fights in one spot, I guess. He doesn't want to move. It's always that like rock Rock place. Number 3, what do I have? Are we talking? Okay, top 3 moves, right?
Top 3 badass moves or moments.
Badass moves or moments. I have Sub-Zero. I know you hate the scene. I know you hate the scene. But it's when I was watching as a kid, that little sequence in the Liu Kang Sub-Zero fight where Liu's chasing him and he runs up the wall and there's a flip behind him.
Okay, yeah.
I had never seen that before in a Hollywood movie or anything like that.
Pretty sure it's in Ninja Turtles, but okay.
Not as smooth in the way they shot and the way it looked. It never looked as cool.
Okay.
To me, it never looked as cool. So that was number 3 for me.
Number 2, I have Johnny Cage's autograph.
Friendship.
The interdimensional autograph.
Where did it come from? Why was he holding it?
Did he have a pen? Or is it pre-signed?
It's got to be Johnny Cage. You know, he pre-signs everything. He's not going to do it there in the moment. That ego. Number 2, oh my god, you're going to hate me again. It's Sub-Zero.
Ew.
No. So that little sequence where they're facing off face to face. Luke kicks him in the chest, and Sub-Zero does like that kind of kip up move.
Okay.
Like, it's like a backflip, but he lands like this and then kicks his feet up and like nails Liu Kang on the chin. I thought that was really
It's a cool move.
It was a really cool move.
Jackie does it a lot. So
yeah, Jackie does it a lot. At this point, I was not as big into Jackie yet because I didn't know about him, so it was awesome for me.
Okay, number 1, I have Reptile coming at Liu, like jumping through the wall, and Liu's Josh is dropping in slow motion. Reptile. Where he's just coming at him, he's like, oh.
What's happening?
He just takes it.
And then number 1 for me is the split dick kick.
Split dick
I said it
kick.
Again. I said it again. Split dick punch.
Okay. Okay, Baraka from Mortal Kombat 2.
I like cutting people.
Okay, next up we got best action scene.
Reptile versus Liu Kang.
Reptile, for sure.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Scene I'd revisit.
What do you got?
Scorpion versus Johnny Cage.
Me too, actually. That's the one I revisit as well. I really love that second sequence. Just everything that they added on. Yeah.
Has the action aged well?
Certain sequences.
Yes. So it's a yes
Mainly
and a
just
no.
anything to do with
Liu Kang stuff.
Robin Shou choreographing.
Scorpion and Reptile. Those
Yeah,
things
those age well. Everything else is
very well.
Garbage.
Next up, the Mortal Kombat theme.
Oh my god.
Is it a
so epic
banger?
Yes.
Or what kids call fire?
It's lit.
Yes. Hell yeah. Still good.
It's like the Drake of the 90s.
Now let me ask you this. When they name the fighters in the song, do you sing along? I still remember the order.
I remember all the other stuff, like the test your might. And like those kind of like phrases.
I sing along every single time it's on.
Every time they yell Mortal Kombat, though, I do yell Mortal Kombat with them.
Thoughts on the remake?
I'm very excited. Excited that James Wan is involved with it and producing it and everything. So I think he's got a keen eye for talent.
I think they're done filming.
Have they actually filmed?
Yeah, I think they're already done because
I hope so.
They went to Australia and then COVID happened. But Simu, who was playing Shang-Chi, also went to Australia for his movie. Yeah. And he had to stay during the lockdown for them to film. Whereas everybody from the Mortal Kombat camp, it seemed like they went home. So I think they're done.
I'm excited then. Did they announce that it would be like rated R and did they say anything about that? No.
How do you feel about Ludi Lin as Liu?
I feel he's too pretty. He's like too Hollywood Asian.
Yeah, he seems a bit wooden.
Yeah.
But hopefully he pulls out the
I hope he brings it. Like I hope I'm totally wrong and like shoot myself in the foot here by saying that kind of stuff, but yeah, I'm excited. Like it was cool to see him in like Power Rangers when he like popped up and everything. So it's good to Yeah, any Asian guy that's
Actually,
in a role. So
what am I saying? Did you watch that Black Mirror episode where it's basically Mortal Kombat and he's in it?
no, is that season 3 or like the
It's
most
like the
recent?
latest one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Actually, I take it back. He's actually really good in that.
Oh yeah,
He's a really good actor. I take that back. I'm just thinking about like image. I just forgot about that episode where he
Just
basically
think about
plays
his
the
image.
king. No, he's really warm in that. He's like you can attach yourself to him a little bit.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, he's good. It'll be good.
All right.
He's not 5'11", but whatever. I think he is actually. I don't know.
As long as he measures up to Robin Shou.
Okay, that is it for this episode. Thanks for listening. We are out. Music for Athan on Action is by Mason Tickle. If you like what you heard, please rate, review, subscribe. Hope you liked it. Thanks for listening. We'll be back later.